Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Good evening to everyone. Can you hear me?
Good evening, everyone. Let's wait for a few minutes and start the session. Meanwhile, post all your queries in Q&A.
Okay, guys, can we start the session? Think I can see only 100 plus students are present. So let's wait for a few minutes so that others can join. Okay. So if your friends is not joined, please let them also know that session has been started. Okay. So make sure that your friends also join in the session. Okay. So I will wait for a few more minutes and then we're going to start the session. Okay. Okay, guys. I hope everyone joined. if your friends are not joining yet, please let them also join and once inform them. Okay, so I want to start the session because timing time is running up, right? So shall we start the session? Okay, guys, let's start the session. Okay, so today we are going to have a great session. Okay, so now let's move one step deeper. Okay, so when people hear about advanced AI, especially agentic AI, there is a usually one common reaction, right? So some people get excited and says, "Wow, AI can do everything now," and some people get scared and say, "What if AI takes control?" So both reactions are understandable, but the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? So in today's we will discuss a very important idea called human in the loop. Okay, so what this really means in is simple. Even when AI is powerful, fast, and autonomous, humans should still stay involved in the decision making process. So we don't fully hand over control to the machine and walk away. So instead, we design systems where AI and humans work together. So think about it like this. So you might use correct, autocorrect, right? So or auto segment while typing a message, the phone suggests words. So what is the next word, right? So but you decide whether to accept that word or not. So that's why human in the loop. Now, now imagine the same idea but apply to serious systems like banking, healthcare, or security. So AI can suggest actions, but we have to review and approve uh, overtake the actions. So now let's connect this to the responsible and ethical and safe AI. So responsible AI means the system behaves in a way that benefits people and society. Ethical AI means it treats users fairly and does not discriminate or cause harm. So, safe AI means it does not take dangerous actions or create unpredictable outcomes. So, human in the loop is the bridge that connect all three. So, without humans in the loop, AI might be fast and efficient, but it will never truly be responsible. So this is the topic we're going to discuss in the today's section. Okay. So shall we move to the next slide? If you have any doubts, please mention in the Q&A. Okay. So otherwise, give a thumbs up so that we can move to the next topic. Okay. Shall we move? We can move to the next slide. Okay. Yeah. So this is our agenda of today. Okay. So before we continue, I want to be very clear about where the session is heading because I don't want this to feel like a random set of concepts. Okay. So think of today as a journey rather than a lecture. Every idea is we discuss is connected to the next one. Okay, so first we are going to understand the human in the loop actually means in the real life, not a definition. Okay, so that you memorize, but as something that already exists in the app and platforms you use every day. So we will talk about where humans step in and why they step in and what happens if they don't. Okay, so then we will slowly move into the idea of decision making in AI. When an AI system makes a decision, what is really happening behind the scenes? Okay, so we who is responsible for the decision and why is it dangerous to blindly trust automated systems just because they look intelligent? So after that, we will spend a good amount of time on responsible AI. So this is where we talk about fairness, ethics, safety, and trust. So these topics are extremely important, especially for our generation, because we are the ones who will build and deploy these systems in the future. So finally, we will talk about risks and best practices. So not to scare you, okay, but to make sure you understand how to design AI systems that work in the real world. So not just in the theory, okay. So let's move to the next topic. So why human oversight is needed in agentic AI. So this is our next topic. So if you have any doubts, please mention in the Q&A. Okay, I hope you don't have any doubts, right? So shall we move to the next topic? If yes, please give me a thumbs up so that we can go with the next topic. Okay. Okay, shall we move to the next topic? So these topics are extremely important because it answers a very basic but powerful questions. Okay. So why do we even need humans involved when AI is becoming so advanced? So if AI can learn faster than us, so analyze more data than us, so and work 24 by 7. So why not just let it run everything? So these types of questions we generally get, right? So the answer is simple. So AI acts autonomously, but it does not understand consequences the way humans do. So an agentic AI system can take decisions and execute actions without asking anyone. The sounds impressive, but it also means that a single mistake can be repeated at a massive scale. So imagine an AI system used by a company to automatically reject job applications. If that system is biased or trained on pure data, it might slightly reject thousands of qualified candidates also. So, no, one hears the story, no one explains why they were rejected, or imagine an AI system controlling financial transactions. So one small error in logic can cause huge losses in seconds, right? So when we talk about banking or healthcare, so a single mistake can cause uh, use laws, right? So human oversight exists because humans bring accountability. So when a human is involved, someone can say, yes, I approve this, or no. So this decision needs to be corrected. So autonomy without control is dangerous. So human oversight ensures that power is balanced with responsibility, and that AI remains a tool, not a risk. Okay. So I think everyone understood what is human oversight is needed in agentic AI. So autonomy must be balanced with control, right? So without control, it might lead to uh, a bad situation. That's why so humans have to be interacted with the AI, agentic AI systems so that the task will be completed smoothly. Let's move to the next topic. Okay, guys, next move to the next topics. That what is human in the loop. Okay, so in short, we can say HITL. So now let's discuss about this. So now we understood why human oversight is needed, right? So let's clearly understand what human in the loop actually means in practice. Okay, so human in the loop is not a fancy technical term. It's very human idea. So it simply means that AI systems are designed in such a way that humans are actively involved in the decision cycle instead of AI operating completely on its own. So think about it like this. AI is extremely good at speed. It can analyze thousands of options in seconds. But speed without judgment can be risky. So humans bring judgment. So humans bring context. Humans bring responsibilities. So in a human in the loop system, AI might generate a recommendation or predictions or we can say actions, but a human watches it. So checks it and steps in when needed. So for example, see a message marked as a spam in your mail. That decision was made by AI, but you can still open it, move it back, or report it, right? So that human ability to correct the system is we call it as a human in the loop. So in human confirms it before it affects someone's life. The goal is not to control AI all the time, but to make sure AI stays reliable, trust, trustworthy, and safe when it matters most. Okay. I hope you got what is mean by human in the loop, right? So even though AI takes the decisions and actions, so we can change the decisions and actions. So if needed, so that's what we can say it as human in the loop. Okay. I hope everyone got what is mean by human in the loop, right? If yes, please mention clear in the Q&A. So if you have any doubts, please mention in the Q&A, okay? Guys, if you are clear with the human in the loop concept, please mention clear. If you have any doubts, please mention in the Q&A, okay? So that we can move to the next concept, okay? Okay, guys, let's move to the next topic. So we have different types of human in the loop models, okay? So we will discuss about this. So now we understood what is human in the loop, okay? So now let's discuss about different types of human in the loops models, okay? Okay, so one very important thing to understand is that human in the loop does not look the same everywhere. So it changes depending on how risky or serious the decision is. It is the decision which is taken by AI. Okay, so not every AI system needs the same level of human involvement, and that's completely okay. So in some situation, AI is not allowed to act until a human explicitly approves the decision. Okay, so this actually happens in high risk areas like healthcare or finance. So for example, an AI system might analyze medical reports and suggest a diagnosis, but a doctor still reviews everything and makes the final call. So the AI supports the doctor, but it never replaces the doctor. So in other situation, like AI acts first and humans review later. So social media platforms are a good example. So where AI might automatically removes or flags the content, but if a user appeals, a human moderates reviews and decisions here. Speed matters, so AI does first, but fairness is maintained by human review. So then there are systems where AI handles simple cases, but when things get complicated or confused, it faces the case to a human. So think of customer support chatbot. They work great for basic questions, but the moment we type something unusual, the system transfers you to the human agent. So the key idea is balance. So as the impact of decision increases, the level of human involvement should also increase. So that's how responsible systems are designed. So the key points here, we have three types of human in the loop models, right? So one is approval before actions. So we have discussed examples like medical reports. So even the AI suggests medicine, but the doctor has to be reviewed. So that is comes under human approval before actions. Okay. So human review after actions, like we have discussed about social media platforms. So where content and uh, reviews were handled by AI, but even of we will look after it for our actions. So and next one is human escalation for complex cases. So if AI is dealing with the complex problems, we have to review the system, because if it fails, so the you whoever using the AI, the tool, so they will lose, right? So that's why we have to check the complexity and the use cases, and we have to make the decisions. So one last one is continuous monitoring. So we have to monitor the each and every actions that is taken by the AI, so that we can trust the AI, so it can give proper answers to us. Okay. So these are the four types we are having. So types of human in the loop models. So if you have any doubts, please mention it. So I will ask you one question based on this. So please try to answer to that question. It is very basic question. I will give. Okay. Guys, I have a message in the Q&A. Please try to answer for that question. Okay. Guys, please try to answer for the question I have given Q&A. Okay. So if you are clear, we can move with the other topics. Okay. Okay, guys, shall we move to the next slide? If yes, please give a thumbs up so that we can move to the next slide. Okay. Okay, guys, we will move to the next topics. That is what HITL. So, I hope everyone know what is mean by HITL, right? Human in the loop. So, workflow in agentic AI systems. Okay, shall we start with the next topic? Okay, so now let's slow down a bit and actually visualize how a human in the loop system works from start to finish. Okay, so this is important because once we understand the flow, so everything else will start making sense automatically. So an agentic AI system usually starts with perception. So that means it collects information from its environment. So this could be user input, sensor data, or logs, or messages, or anything else it needs to observe. So after that, the system moves into reasoning. So here the AI process that information, compares it with what it has learned, and decides what it thinks should be done next. So once the reasoning is completed, the AI process an action, and this is a critical moment. So instead of immediately executing the action, the system was and allows the human to step in. The human reviews what the AI is about to do. So they can approve it, modify it, or completely stop it if something else wrong. Okay, so only after this human check does the final execution happens. So this human step acts like a safety lock. It doesn't slow the system unnecessarily, but it prevents dangerous or incorrect actions which are taken by the AI. So in real world systems, this workflow is what keeps AI safe, useful without letting it back unpredictable or unsafe. So that's why we will involve to guide or to make the decisions for AI. Okay. Okay. Let's move to the next topic. So role of humans in AI decision making. Okay. Okay, let's start. So at this point, some of you might be thinking, if AI is doing so much work, what exactly are humans supposed to do? Right? So in this slide, we will get the answer for this question clearly. Okay. So humans still play a very important role in AI systems, and that role is not going away anytime soon. Okay. So first, human su- supervise AI systems. That means they keep an eye on how the system is behaving over time. If the AI starts making unusual or risky predictions or decisions, so humans notice patterns and step in that situation. So second, the humans validate AI outputs. Just because an AI produces an answer doesn't mean it is correct, right? So humans check for the confirmation, so which is very important for the results. So humans also provide feedback when an AI makes a mistake, and the we going to correct it. That correction helps improve the system in the future. So, but the most important role humans play is ethical judgment. So AI does not understand right or wrong. So it only understands probability, right? So which works on numerical data, right? So humans understand values, emotions, and social impacts. So we can say, so humans handle exceptions. So real life is messy, right? So there are always situations that do not fit into rules or data. So in those moments, human thinking becomes essential. So AI assists, but humans decide when the situation truly matters. I hope you have understood this concept, right? So the role of humans in AI decision making. So shall we move to the next slide? So our next topic is tasks best handled by humans. So we will discuss about this. So guys, if you have any doubts, please mention in the Q&A. Okay. So if you don't have any doubt, please mention it is clear. Okay. I hope everyone is uh, okay with the flow, right? So if you want any changes, please let me know in the Q&A so that we can adjust it. Okay. Guys, be active and reply to my questions. Okay. So if you are facing any issue, please let me know so we can resolve that. Okay. So no worries about doubts. So try to reply. Okay. So whenever I ask questions. Okay. So can I get a thumbs up symbol from everyone? Then we can go with the next topic. Okay. I hope everyone is getting the concept right. If not, please let me know so that I can explain once again the topic where you're stuck. Okay. Okay, guys, let's move with the next topic. Is it okay? Please let me know in the Q&A. So then we're going to start. Okay. Okay. So in this slide, we'll understand about limitations. Okay. So not the limits of AI power, but the limits of where AI should be trusted on its own. Okay. There are certain kinds of tasks where removing humans completely is not just risky but irresponsible. Okay. So think about ethical decisions. So ethics depends on values, culture, and empathy. So these are things humans develop through experience. So AI does not feel guilt, compassion, or responsibility, right? So it can only follow patterns. So from the data which we are providing, right? So when a decision involves right and wrong, humans must stay in control. Now think about ambiguous situations. So real life is not always clear. Sometimes information is incomplete or multiple interpretations are possible. So humans are good at handling uncertainty. So AI struggles when situations fall outside its training data. So legal and compliances decisions also requires human accountability. So if something goes wrong, someone must take responsibility, right? So We cannot blame a machine in a courtroom, right? Critical business decisions affect people's jobs and livelihood. Safety sensitivity operations can involve life and death matters, right? So in all these cases, AI can assist, but humans must remain the final decision makers. Got it? So where the human have to be involved. So when we take a decisions which is related to ethical, and when the situation is ambiguous, which means confused and legal compliances checks. So when we're talking about court, the AI can give the make a decision, but we have to make final decisions because AI cannot understand humans' feelings, emotions, right? So that's why we have to take the final decisions, right? So critical business actions, like if you think about mm, medical, like healthcare or finance, we have to take the crucial decisions. So safety, sensitivity operations, like when we talk about security, right? So we have to take the final decision. So from this we can say, so humans must make the final decisions, right? Now let's move to the next concept. Okay. So task best handled by AI agents. So where AI can work better than us, okay? In simple. So let's talk about this. So now after talking so much about humans were essential, right? So it's also important to be fair and talk about where AI actually shines, right? So this is where AI agents are incredibly powerful and honestly much better than humans in many cases. So AI is excellent at repetitive tasks. So where we are having repetitive work, the AI can do excellent work. So think about jobs that involves doing the same thing again and again, like checking logs, scanning transactions, or monitoring systems. So humans get tired, bored, or disturbed, but AI doesn't feel it. So it can do the same task a millions of times with the same level of focuses. Okay, so AI is also amazing at data processing. So humans can analyze maybe a few spreadsheets. Okay, so AI can analyze millions of records in seconds. So in areas like fraud detection, recommendation systems, or network monitoring, so this ability is crucial. So AI can spot patterns that are invisible to the human eye. So another big strength is monitoring large scale systems. So AI agents can watch servers, applications, or sensors 24 by 7 and immediately alert humans when something goes wrong. Okay, so this is not about replacing humans, but about supporting them. Okay, so the idea is not AI versus humans. The idea is about AI for scale the speed, humans for judgment and responsibility. So when we design systems in this way, you get the best of both worlds. So I hope everyone understood, right? Shall we move to the next slide? So, where the AI agents are uh, best when compared to humans. So please let me know in the Q&A. So where the AI agents can perform well than humans. So in which area? So in which tasks? Please let me know in the Q&A. Guys, I want replies from your side. So may I know where the AI agent can work smarter than us. In which situations? So this is my question. Please try to answer in the Q&A. Okay. Guys, this is a very important topic, right? Please try to answer for my question, okay? So where the AI agent can do best than us, in which type of tasks, okay? Guys, I have shared a question. Please try to answer for that question, okay? So I want replies from everyone. I hope everyone understood, right? So shall we move to the next topic? Yeah, okay. So our next topic is human AI collaboration model. So where human and AI works together. Okay. So, so, so in this slide, so whatever we have discussed so far comes together. Okay. So instead of thinking about humans and AI as two separate things, so we show how they actually work together as a team. Okay. So, and this idea of collaboration is very important for the future. So in a good human AI collaboration model, AI usually goes first. So it looks at data, learns from patterns, and suggests a possible action. Okay, so this could be anything, a recommendation, or prediction, or a decision. But here's the key part: the AI is not the boss. It's more like a very fast assistant. So after the AI makes its suggestion, the human step in to review it. The human check whether the suggestion make sense, whether it feels fair, and whether there might be any hidden risk. So if everything looks good, the AI is allowed to execute the action. So after execution, human again evaluate the outcome. So did it work or not? So we will check that. So did it cause any issue or not? So did users react positively or negatively? So we're going to see all these type of things. Okay. So this creates a continuous loop. So AI improves because it learns from human feedback, and humans stay in control because they always have a final say. So this model is already used in many real world systems today, and it is one of the safest way to deploy agentic AI at scales. So we have to use human AI collaboration models so that they are very safe to use, and it can be scaled a very large. Okay. So shall we move to the next slide? I hope everyone understood, right? So human AI collaboration is nothing but AI will suggest the decisions and human will review it and gives the approval if the decision is good. Otherwise, if we will give feedback. So then if the decision is good, the AI, so we will give approval and AI will execute the action. Then again we will evaluate the output. So whatever the output given by AI agent, we will review it. If it is well and good, we will accept it. Otherwise, we will give a feedback so that AI can again start the work from starting. Okay. So this forms a continuous improvement loop. So AI will give the suggestions, human will review and give the feedback. So this is a loop where AI can give better answers. Okay. I think everyone understood, right? So what is mean by human AI collaboration model, right? So you can see we have simple uh, 4 lines. So AI suggests, human reviews, AI executes, human evaluates. So in simple, we can say these 4 lines. Okay. Shall we move to the next topic? Guys, if it is clear, please mention clear in the Q&A. Okay. So then we can move with the next topic. Okay. Guys, please be active in the session. I want replies from everyone. Okay. So be active and give the replies in time. Okay. Okay, let's move to the very important concept. Okay, so that is the introduction to responsible AI. So we will discuss about this. So till now, we were mostly thinking about how AI and humans work together, right? So from this point onwards, we will start asking a deeper question, like just because we can build powerful AI, should we build it in any way we want? So this is the question. Okay, so responsible AI is about answering that question correctly. So responsible AI means designing and using AI in a way that it fair to people, safe for society, and transparent in how it works, and accountable when something goes wrong. So it's not just about accuracy or performance anymore. It's about impact on us. Okay. So like if an AI system gives you the correct answer 99% times, okay. So but 1% causes serious harm to someone. So is that acceptable? No, right? So in a classroom project, maybe yes. In the real world, absolutely not. Okay. So responsible AI forces us to think behind numbers and matrix. So it is also reminds us that AI does not exist in isolation. AI systems influence people's opportunities, confidence, finance, health, and even freedom. So, when we build AI, we are indirectly shaping society, right? So, responsible AI is the mindset that keeps humans at the center of technology. So, it ensures that AI solves humanity instead of humans adjusting their lives to fit AI systems. Okay, so you can say that we have to build the AI. It should be fair, safe, and transparent and accountable if something went wrong. Okay, so ensure technology benefits society without harming. So whatever the technology like AI tools we are using, if it is providing 99% good answers, but even it fails once, it is not a safer, right? So if one person is facing an issue with that tool, it's not a good thing, right? So that's why we have to maintain that fairness, safety, and transparent and accountability when we are building a AI system. Okay, so that's what the responsible AI is. Okay, so shall we move to the next slide, or do you want a break? If you want to break, please mention in the Q&A break, or else we can continue with the next slide. If I want to move to next slide, please mention next slide, or else you can mention break so that we can continue or we can take a break based on your decisions. Okay, guys, if you need break, please mention break in the Q&A, or else if you want me to continue the next topic, please mention next. Okay, so based on the more number of voting, we will discuss this, decide what to do. Okay. Okay, let's have a break for 10 minutes. So now 7:09 is the time. So we can have till 7:19. Okay. So please take your 10 minutes of break and come with the fresh minds. So if meanwhile, if you have any queries, please mention in the Q&A. Okay. Have a break, guys. We'll start at 7:19. Okay. Okay, guys, shall we resume the session? I hope everyone had break, right? So let's start the session. Okay, I want be active. Okay, so please try to reply. So can I get a thumbs up symbol from everyone? Okay, guys, shall we start the session? So our next topic is core principles of responsible AI. Okay. Okay. Thank you for replying, guys. Okay, let's start. So now, when we say responsible AI, it can sound a bit abstract, like a nice idea, but not very practical, right? So this slide is about grounding that idea into something real. Okay, so responsible AI is about on a few core principles that act like rules of behavior for AI systems. So these principles help us decide whether an AI system deserves to be trusted or not. Okay. The first idea is fairness. So an AI system should not treat people differently just because of their gender, caste, background, or language, or any personal attributes. Okay. So if two people are similar in relevant ways, the AI should treat them similarly. Okay, so that sounds obvious, but in practice, it's very hard because AI learns from past data, and past data often contains human bias, right? So the next idea is transparency. So we have discussed about fairness, right? Then now we'll discuss about transparency. When AI makes a decision, people should not feel like it came from a black box. Okay, so they should have some understanding of way that decision was made. So transparency builds confidence and reduces fear. So accountability is also critical. So next one is accountability. If an AI system causes harm, someone must be responsible, right? So you cannot say the AI did it and walk away. So humans build systems, deploy them, and benefit from them. So human must also take responsibility. So privacy and safety complete the picture. So AI systems handle sensitive data and make impactful decisions. So protecting users and preventing harm is not optimal, right? So these principles together guide ethical AI design. Okay. So practicing users and preventing harm is not optional. Okay. So let's move to the next topic. So we have a principles. So we have discussed about fairness, transparency, accountability, and privacy and safety. These are main important when we are talking about responsible AI. Okay. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, guys. Next, let's move to the next slide. So fairness in agentic systems. So now let's zoom in on fairness. Okay. So because this is one of the biggest challenges in real world AI systems. So when people hear that AI is biased, they often think the machine is somehow evil or unfair by itself. But the truth is simple and more uncomfortable. So AI learns from us, right? So it learns from the data we give it. So and the data reflects human history. So imagine you train an AI system using past hiring data, okay, from a company. If that company historically hired more men than women, the AI will learn that pattern, right? So it won't question it. It will simply assume that this is the correct behavior. So as a result, the AI might start rejecting qualified female candidates, even though no one explicitly told it do to do that, right? So this is why fairness is not automatic. It has to be designed, tested, and monitored continuously. So developers need to carefully examine training data, look for imbalances. So if our data is in a not good, we have to balance the data, okay, and correct the data. So fairness also means checking how the AI behaves across different groups of users, not just overall accuracy, okay. So in agentic systems this becomes even more critical because the AI doesn't just make predictions, it takes actions also. So if those actions are unfair, the harm can scale very quickly. So that's why fairness is not a nice to have future. It is responsibility. Okay. I hope everyone got what is fairness in agentic AI systems, right? If you are clear, please mention clear in the Q&A so we can move with the next topic. Okay. Okay, guys, I hope everyone understanding the concepts, right? So I am taking the real life examples which are simple to understand, right? So if you are facing anything hard, please let me know in the Q&A so that we can discuss, we can adjust the examples. Okay, is it clear, guys? Shall we move to the next slide? Guys, if you are feeling any difficulty, please let me know. Okay. So if you are understanding, please mention it clear so that we can move with the another topic. Okay. Come on, guys. So, given the image like snookers, right? So, I hope everyone is able to understand the concepts, right? If you are facing any difficulty, please let me know so that we can make the changes, okay? Okay, shall we move to the next slide? So, what is our next slide? So, our next topic is transparency and explainability. So, this is a very important concept, okay? So, let's start. So, now let's talk about something that affects trust more than anything else, okay? So, transparency. So, imagine this situation. So, if you are applying for a job online and within 2 minutes you got an automated rejection mail, so no explanation, no feedback, so just we get regret to inform mail, okay? So how does that feel? Frustrating, right? So you immediately start thinking, what did I do wrong, or was this even checked by a human, right? This type of questions we may get, right? So this is exactly why transparency and explainability matters in AI systems. So when AI makes decisions that affects people, users deserve to understand why that decision was made. So even if they don't like the outcome, knowing the reason builds trust. So a decision without explanation feels unfair, even if it is technically correct. So from a developer's point of view, explainability is also very important. If an AI system starts behaving strong strangely, how do you fix it? If you don't understand its reasoning, so how it is processing. So transparent systems are easier to debug, improve, and control. So in agentic AI, this becomes even more critical because the system is thinking and taking actions, not just giving answers. If an AI escalates a support ticket, blocks a transaction, or flags a user, it should be able to justify that action in simple terms. So transparency turns AI from a block black box, I can say, so into a system people can actually trust and work with agentic AI. Okay. What is mean by transparency and explainability? So transparency in the sense, so whatever the decisions which is taken by the agentic AI system, see, it should be transparent. Okay, so we can see how it is taking the decisions. So how it made a decision. So explainability means so how it is taking. So on based on which scenario it is making the decision, whether it is correct or wrong. So we have to understand the explainability. So very simple example is when we apply in LinkedIn. So we get a rejection mail without knowing that why we have rejected for that application, right? So I hope everyone face this issue when you applied in LinkedIn, right? So I hope everyone face this issue, right? So if yes, please mention yes in the Q&A, okay? Even though when we apply in the portal also, we will get a rejection mail, but without giving any reason, like in which point we have failed. So if they provide the explanation why we have rejected, so we can make changes and we can update and we can uh, make sure that in the next time we wouldn't be rejected, right? So I hope everyone face this issue, right? Okay, let's move to the next concept. So privacy and security. So now let's talk about something very personal. Okay. So the data. Every AI system we interact with is powerful by data. So the AI which is learned from the data, right? So our messages, our location, our preferences, our habits, all of this information feed into a AI models. Because of that, so privacy and security are not technical detail anymore. So they are ethical responsibilities. Think about how much we trust apps with our personal information. You trust health apps with your medical data. You trust payment apps with your financial details. You trust social media with your private conversations, right? So if an AI system mishandles this data, the damage is not just technical. It affects people's life, safety, and mental well-being, right? So that's why privacy means collecting only what is necessary and protecting it properly. So it means users should not feel like they are being watched or exploited. So the security means making sure that AI systems cannot be misused or hacked or accessed by the wrong people. Okay, so one small security loophole in an AI system can expose millions of users' data to the hackers, right? So in agentic AI systems, this becomes even more critical because these systems can act on data automatically, right? So strong privacy and security practices build trust. So and without trust, even the most advanced AI system will fail in the real world. Okay, so that's why privacy and security are very important when we trust AI systems, right? I hope everyone understood about the privacy and security, right? So shall we move to the next topic? Guys, shall we move to the next topic? If you are having any doubts, please mention in the Q&A. If not, please mention clear so that we can move to the next concept, okay? Please, I want replies from everyone. Please mention clear in the Q&A, okay? I want everyone to react in the Q&A, please. I got very less responses, I think so. So I can see 264 students are there, right? So what about others? If you are having any doubts, please mention. If you don't have any doubts, please mention clear so that we can move with the next concepts, okay? Okay, so let's move to the next concept. So next concept is safety and risk management. Okay, so let's talk about this. So safety in AI is not something we think about after building the system. It's something we think about before, okay? So during and even after deployment, safety and risk management are a- about accepting one hard truth. Every system can fail, including AI, right? So the question is not whether AI will ever make a mistake. The real question is what happens when it does the mistake. A well designed agentic AI system assumes that something will eventually go wrong and prepares for it. That preparation is what we call safety first design. So think about evaluators. Okay, so they have emergency brakes, alarms, and backup systems. Not because elevators are bad, but because engineers know failures can happen. So AI needs the same thing. So safe mechanisms ensure that when the AI is unsure, so it slows down or stops instead of acting aggressively. So monitoring systems help humans see unusual behaviors early. So alerts notify teams before small issue become a big disasters. Okay, so ground rails are also very important. These are clear boundaries that define what the AI is allowed and not allowed to do. So safety is not about limiting innovation, okay? So it's about making sure innovation does not hurt people in real world AI. So safety is not optional, it is responsibility. Okay. Shall we move to the next slide? I hope everyone understood right what is meant by safety and risk management. Okay, nice. So let's move to the next topic. So risks in agentic AI systems. Okay. So we get very real about the challenges. Okay. So up to now we have spoken about how powerful agentic AI can be and how humans can guide it, right? So but it's equally important to openly talk about the risk, because ignoring risk doesn't make them disappear, right? So in fact, that's usually how problems grow silently, right? So one major risk in agentic AI system is hallucination. So I think you guys are aware of hallucination, right? So this is when an AI confidently produces information that sounds correct but is actually wrong. So that we call hallucination. That means hallucination means the AI system thinks that whatever the information it is providing is correct, but in real it is not correct. So that is we call as hallucination. In a casual chatbot, this might be harmless, but in an agentic system that takes actions, hallucinations can be dangerous, right? So imagine an AI system making decisions based on incorrect assumptions and acting on them automatically. Another risk is wrong decision making. Okay, so one is hallucination, another one is decision making. Okay, so AI learns from past data, and if the data is incomplete or outdated or biased, the decisions will reflect those flaws. So in agentic systems, wrong decisions doesn't stay small. They scale faster, right? So one bad rule or pattern can affect thousands of users instantly. So the next one is about security breaches, another risk, serious risk. Okay. So if an agentic AI system is compromised or attackers can misuse its ability to act automatically, right? So another one is automation errors. So are also dangerous because they repeat mistakes without realizing it. So finally, lack of accountability can create confusion. So if no one knows who is responsible for AI decisions, fixing problems becomes impossible, right? So recognizing these risks is the first step towards designing safe systems. Guys, we will discuss about how we can prevent these type of risk in upcoming sessions. Okay, so as of now, we have to understand what is a risk and what are the types of risks. Okay, shall we move to the next concept? If you have any doubts, please mention in the Q&A. Or otherwise, we can go with the next topic. Okay. Okay. So now let's discuss about industry practices for responsible AI. Okay. So at this point, a very natural question comes up in your mind, right? So all of these sounds good in theory, right? So one of the student have mentioned, right? So, but do companies actually follow these ideas in the real world? So this is a question. So, or is responsible AI just something people talk about in classrooms and conferences? The answer is yes. So serious organizations do take this very seriously because their reputation, trust, and even survival depends on it, right? So large companies, especially those working with sensitive data and large-scale AI systems, follow structured practices for responsible AI. So they don't just build a model and deploy it blindly. They create governance frameworks, which means clear rules about how AI systems should be designed, tested, deployed, and monitored. So these frameworks define who is allowed to make changes, who reviews decisions, and who is accountable if something goes wrong. Okay, so they also perform risk assessments before deploying AI systems. This means they ask difficult questions in advance. So what could go wrong? So who could be affected? So how serious would the impact be? So human oversight is built into workflows so that critical decisions always have a human checkpoint. So models are monitored continuously to ensure their behavior does not drift over time. So ethical guidelines act as a shared agreement across teams. So reminding everyone that business success should never come at the cost of human harm. So responsible AI is not just ethics, it is professional discipline. Okay. Guys, shall we move to the next slide? Guys, shall we move to the next slide or do you have any doubts? Okay. So now our next slide is about designing safe agentic AI. So the best practices, okay? So now let's bring everything together and talk about how safe agentic AI is actually designed in practice, okay? So because safety doesn't magically appear. So it comes from intentional design choices made by people like us who built these systems. Okay. So when teams design agentic AI, one of the first things they think about is where to place human checkpoints. Okay. So these are moments in the system where AI must pause and allow a human to review what is about to do. So this is especially important for actions that have a big impact. Okay, so like financial transactions, account bans, or medical recommendations, these checkpoints act like decision gates that prevent blind automation. So another important practice is logging and auditing. So every very important action taken by the AI is recorded. This means if something goes wrong, our teams can track back exactly what happened and why. So without logs, AI systems become impossible to debug or trust. Okay, so explainable reasoning is also built into the system so that developers and users can understand why certain actions were taken. So the BS testing is done regularly, so not just once. So AI systems change as data changes. So continuous testing is required, right? So finally, monitoring never stops. Even after deployment, humans watch how the AI behaves in the real world. So, safe agentic AI is not about perfection, it's about constant responsibilities, right? Guys, we have shared the attendance form. Please fill it before 8, okay? Okay, let's move to the next concept, okay? So we came at last slide. Okay, so guys, my request is don't leave the session without attending the quiz. Okay, so most of the students are leaving the session before attending the quiz. So I'm requesting everyone to attend the quiz because it has a weightage. So we are providing marks for that quizzes. Okay, so please attend the quiz. Okay.
Students' attendance form is shared. Kindly fill the form. Thank you.
Guys, please don't leave the session without attending the quiz, okay? So we will have login logout time also. So based on that also we will provide the attendance, okay? So if you are leaving before session ends, so you might lose your attendance, okay? So please try to understand, be in the session, okay? Till we end the session, okay? Yeah, guys, we have a last slide. Okay, so we will discuss this and we will conduct the quiz. Okay, so don't leave the session without attending the quiz, and leave the session after ending the session only. Okay, so don't leave the session before ending. Okay, so you might lose your attendance. Okay. Okay, now let's discuss about the last slide. Okay, so whatever we have discussed till now, we will discuss in a simple way. Okay. So now let's take a moment and reflect on everything we have discussed today. Okay, so because this slide is not about new information, it's about understanding what truly matters, whatever the topic we have discussed today, right? So agentic AI is powerful, so there is no doubt about it, right? So systems that can think, plan and act on their own are changing how industries work and how decisions are made. That's true, right? So but power without responsibility has never ended well, right? So without responsibility, so whatever the uh, like systems we are making, so there is no use. So it should be responsible, right? So whether it's technology or anything else. So one of the most important idea you should walk away with is this. So the agentic AI must always include human oversight, not because humans are perfect, but because humans are accountable. When something goes wrong, someone must take responsibility and explain the decision. So and fix the problem, right? So that responsibility cannot be pushed into a machine. So responsibility responsible AI is not just about avoiding mistakes. It's about building trust. So fairness, safety, transparency, and ethics are what allow people to accept AI into their lives. So without trust, even the smartest system will be rejected. So ethical design is just as important as technical skill. So writing good code is not enough, right? So you must also think about impact. So how it affects. So as a students and future professionals, we are not just learning how to build AI. We are learning how to shape the future, right? So if We build AI responsibly, safely, and thoughtfully, then AI becomes a tool that genuinely helps humanity move forward. That is the real future of AI. So this is about the today's agenda, and so I will give a quiz link. Okay, don't worry about the quiz link. I will provide it. Okay, so if you are having any queries regarding today's session, you can mention in the Q&A. Okay, if you don't have any session, you can give a clap symbol so that we have successfully uh, completed today's agenda. Okay, so if you are having any doubts, please mention. Okay, so we are ready to clear your doubts. Okay, no worries about that. So if you are clear, please mention, give a clap clap image. Okay. Guys, I will provide the quiz link. So don't leave without attending quiz. Okay. So please attend the quiz and leave when the session ends. So if you leave the session, I'm not sure that you will get attendance for the session. Okay. So please try to understand and be in the session till the end. Okay. So I will share the link. Please try to attend the quiz, everyone. Okay. We are having separate marks for your quiz. Okay, so don't neglect the quizzes. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm sharing the quiz link. Okay, please attend all questions. Okay. Mhm. I hope you can see the quiz, right? So please attend the quiz. Okay. So I will wait for more 3 minutes. So then I will start the quiz. Okay. So please try to attend the quiz within 3 minutes. Okay. Guys, don't leave the session, please. Okay, please try to attend the quiz. Okay. Okay, guys, we'll start the quiz. So, few more students are attending the quiz. Okay, let's wait for 1 minute. We're going to start the quiz. Okay. Guys, please try to attend without fail. Okay. The quiz will start within 1 minute. Okay. So, meanwhile, please try to attend in the quiz. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm starting the quiz. Please try to attend all questions. Okay. Yeah, guys, we will start in within few minutes. Please wait. It will be start in few minutes. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, guys. Yeah, I will share a new link. So that link is not working. Okay, so sorry for the mistake. Okay.
Friends, hurry up, join the quiz immediately, and we'll start now. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
Hey guys, great. Yes, guys.